Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto bread recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make super easy, high-protein keto Hawaiian sweet rolls. Now, don't let the word sweet fool you. These are not a dessert roll. They just are light and fluffy and have a little hint of a sweet taste to them. So if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. And if you are a music lover, make sure you check out the link in the description to my new YouTube channel, Inspirational Songs with Janet. I, of course, have posted another song there, so make sure you check that out and subscribe to that channel also. And while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees. Lightly grease 9 silicone muffin cup molds. You don't want to use the paper liners in these unless you absolutely have to, because they're going to make indentions in your rolls and you really don't want that for this. So if you don't have silicone muffin molds, then just grease your muffin tins a little bit more to make sure the rolls don't stick. Then set your pan aside for a minute. Separate 3 large eggs. Place the yolks in a large processor bowl and the whites in a large mixer bowl. Add a half teaspoon of cream of tartar or apple cider vinegar to the egg whites. This is just going to help stabilize your egg whites when they're whipped, so they whip up better and they hold better without deflating as fast. Use a whisk attachment and beat the egg whites on high for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the egg whites are stiff. If you don't have a whisk attachment for your standing mixer, you can use just the regular paddle attachment. If you don't have a standing mixer, you can also use a hand mixer. While the whites are whisking, add 2 ounces or around 57 grams of cottage cheese to your yolks that are in your processor bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of pineapple extract. You can adjust this more or less depending on how much of a pineapple hint you want in your rolls. Add 5 milliliters or around 1 teaspoon of keto maple syrup. I'm using the Conto's maple syrup. You can also use my recipe for maple syrup if you want to use that instead. Add 19 grams or around 1/4 cup of whey protein powder. I haven't tried this with any other protein powders, but I'm pretty sure other protein powders will work in this. Add 12 grams or around 2 tablespoons of sunflower seed flour. As I always tell you guys, you do not have to buy this specially made if you don't want to. Just check out my video on how to make your own in less than 5 minutes. Add 10 grams or around 2 tablespoons of egg white protein powder. This also, I haven't tried other protein powders, but I'm pretty sure other protein powders will work in this particular recipe. You cannot use fresh egg whites to substitute this portion of egg white powder because we're using the egg white protein powder as bulk in this particular recipe. So if you were to try to substitute it out with fresh egg whites, there wouldn't be enough bulk in your recipe and you'd have just a wet, sloppy mess. Add 6 grams or around a half tablespoon of allulose or the keto sweetener of your choice. I like to use allulose in this particular recipe because I feel that it blends better and the taste just matches better with this particular recipe, but you can use whatever sweetener you want. You can also adjust the amount of sweetness more or less depending on how much of a sweet hint you want in your rolls. If you do use a sweetener other than allulose, you most likely will not need to use as much sweetener. Allulose is quite a bit less sweet to your taste than other sweeteners that are equivalent to sugar, so you would probably only need anywhere from a half to 1 teaspoon of sweetener if you're using something other than allulose, unless you want a stronger sweet taste to your rolls. That is all up to you. If you want to, you can add some dry spices or some instant dry yeast to give your rolls a little bit of a different flavor. I just added 2 teaspoons or around 6 grams of instant dry yeast just because I like a little bit of a yeast flavor to my bread products. Pulse all the ingredients together just a couple times just until it starts combining. Then process for about 30 to 40 seconds or until the mixture is smooth. Make sure you stop and scrape down the sides of your processor bowl as needed. You want to make sure that all the dry ingredients get fully incorporated. Then set the yolk mixture aside until your egg whites are all done beating together and are stiff. The way you know that your egg whites have stiff peaks is when you take your whisk or paddle attachment out. The peak on the end of your whisk or paddle attachment should sit straight up. It should not be flopping over. Also, when you move your bowl around and turn it to the side or almost upside down, your egg whites should not be moving or shifting. They should be staying in one place in the bowl. Once the egg whites are stiff, use a spatula or a wooden spoon and gradually fold the yolk mixture into the stiff egg whites. Make sure you just do this gradually and very carefully. You don't want to fully deflate your egg whites. Divide the batter evenly between your prepared muffin cup molds. I just use a large ice cream scoop and scoop it out into each one of the muffin cups. It's roughly about a 1/4 cup probably. Place the muffin molds on a baking sheet if you're using the silicone muffin molds. Then place it in your preheated oven and bake at 300 degrees for 30 to 32 minutes or until the rolls are golden and firm. Once the rolls are done baking, remove them from the oven and allow them to cool in the molds for about 15 to 20 minutes just so they can fully firm up all the way. After the rolls are firm, remove them from the molds and transfer them to a wire rack. You can serve these warm or at room temperature. When you are ready to eat the rolls, then turn the rolls on their side and cut them in half so you can have a top and bottom portion for each roll. You can serve these just as they are, or you can fill them with some butter or any filling of your choice. Alrighty, here we are with my pretty Hawaiian rolls. They smell good and don't they look yummy? Yes, they do. Now I made mine small, just like a biscuit size pretty much. But you can always put these in a larger muffin pan that's about 3 to 4 inches or even a hamburger bun mold and make these bigger. It'll just most likely make about 6 instead of 9. So it all depends on how big or small you want these. I'm just wanting these as a side with my dinner tonight, so I just want a small one. But they're nice and light. The first thing you're going to notice is that they are extremely light. I mean, they feel like a styrofoam light. They're super light. And then if you see the inside of this, look at this. Oh, I hope you can see that. Look at that crumb in there. It's so light, so fluffy, just like perfect texture, nice and flexible. Smells so good. This one here I popped back in the microwave just to give it a little bit of warmth and put some butter on it. It's melting into it, yummy. But of course, the most important thing, come here you, is how they taste, right? Right. So this one has some butter on it, a little bit of warmth to it from the microwave. Let's see. Yes. Yes, that is very tasty, very tasty. There is a hint, I say, of an egg taste. Just a hint. It's not overpowering, especially because the yeast gives it a nice little yeasty flavor to it. But I think if you added some dry spices, it would totally eliminate that little hint of egg taste. It's not an overpowering taste. It doesn't taste like an omelet, but there is a hint of an egg taste. Just to give you a heads up on that. But, I mean, it's very, very good. Excellent. I really like this. This is a definite thumbs up and will be made again. So, good stuff. Yes. You can eat these immediately. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool to room temperature, then store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week, or store them in a freezer-safe airtight container in your freezer for up to 2 months. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.